Let's talk about something every woman needs to hear today. Intelligence isn't just about what you know. It's about how you move, how you react, and how you make decisions that shape your life. A smart woman isn't necessarily the most educated or the most talented. She's the one who knows how to navigate life with wisdom, grace, and power. So how do you become that woman? How do you step into your power, command respect, and create a life where you thrive instead of just survive? There are 7 principles, and today we're breaking them down because the moment you start applying these, you'll start seeing a shift in your confidence, your relationships, and your success. A smart woman understands that emotional intelligence is her superpower. It's not just about knowing how to manage your own emotions. It's about being able to read situations, understand people, and navigate life with control and confidence. Emotional intelligence separates those who react from those who respond. It determines how well you handle stress, how you communicate, and how you protect your energy. Think about it. How many times have you let someone's words ruin your entire day? How often do you replay a conversation in your head, wishing you had said something different? That's not power. That's allowing someone else to control your emotions, and a smart woman never gives her power away like that. The first step to mastering emotional intelligence is self-awareness. You need to understand what triggers you, what drains your energy, and what lifts you up. Pay attention to your reactions. When you feel yourself getting angry, when you feel hurt, when you feel defensive, those moments hold the key to understanding yourself. Most people go through life reacting to everything without ever stopping to ask themselves, why am I feeling this way? A smart woman pauses. She acknowledges her emotions, but doesn't let them dictate her actions. Next, let's talk about emotional regulation, because let's be honest, life will test you. People will push your buttons. Not everyone is kind. Not everyone respects your boundaries. But here's the thing. You don't have to engage in every battle. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't have to react to every bit of negativity thrown your way. Emotional regulation means staying in control, no matter what's happening around you. It means refusing to let other people's chaos become your chaos. Picture this. Someone says something hurtful to you. Your first instinct is to fire back, to defend yourself, to make them feel the way they made you feel. But before you do that, stop, breathe, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will this matter in a week? Am I responding in a way that benefits me, or am I just reacting on impulse? 9 times out of 10, the best response is silence. Not because you're weak, but because you are in control. Another key part of emotional intelligence is empathy. Not everyone sees the world the way you do. Not everyone communicates in the same way. A smart woman understands that when people lash out, it's often a reflection of their own struggles, not a personal attack on her. She doesn't take things personally because she knows that people's actions are about them, not her. This doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. It means you don't let other people's negativity pull you down. Boundaries are a crucial part of emotional intelligence. It's knowing when to walk away, when to say no, and when to protect your peace. A lot of women struggle with this because they don't want to disappoint people. They don't want to be seen as mean or difficult. But here's the truth. Protecting your emotional well-being is not selfish. It's necessary. The more you let people cross your boundaries, the more you teach them that it's okay to do so. A smart woman knows that the only people who get upset about her boundaries are the ones who benefited from her not having any. And let's talk about emotional resilience. Life will throw challenges at you. You will experience setbacks, heartbreaks, failures. A smart woman doesn't crumble. She adapts. She learns. She uses every experience as a lesson. She doesn't dwell on what went wrong. She focuses on what she can control. Resilience isn't about pretending things don't hurt. It's about knowing that pain is temporary, but your strength is permanent. So if you want to be the kind of woman who moves through life with grace and confidence, start strengthening your emotional intelligence. Be aware of your emotions, but don't let them control you. Learn to regulate your reactions, set boundaries, and protect your peace. Understand that other people's negativity has nothing to do with you. And most importantly, remember that the smartest, most powerful women are the ones who stay in control, not of others, but of themselves. A smart woman knows that financial independence isn't just about money. It's about freedom, choices, and control over your own life. It's about never having to stay in a situation that drains you just because you don't have the resources to leave. It's about making decisions based on what's best for you, not on fear, desperation, or dependency. The truth is, financial independence isn't just about how much you earn. It's about how you manage what you have. Some people make six figures and are still struggling, while others with modest incomes have built wealth over time. The difference? Mindset, discipline, and strategy. The first step to financial independence is shifting how you see money. Money is not evil, and it's not something to be feared. Money is a tool. It's a resource that allows you to create security, opportunities, and freedom. The more control you have over your money, the more control you have over your life. Think about it. When you don't have financial independence, your options are limited. You might feel stuck in a toxic relationship because you can't afford to leave. You might be working a job that drains you because you have bills to pay. You might have dreams you never pursue because you're always in survival mode. That's not freedom. That's a trap. And the only way out is to take responsibility for your financial future, starting today. So how do you do it? First, you have to stop relying on anyone else to save you. No one is coming. Not a partner, not a family member, not a lucky break. You are your own safety net. The moment you accept that is the moment you take back control. Even if you're in a relationship where someone else provides for you, never allow yourself to be fully dependent. Always have your own income, your own savings, and your own plan. Next, learn to master your money. It's not about how much you make, it's about how you use it. Start by tracking every dollar that comes in and out of your life. Where is your money going? Are you spending on things that truly matter, or are you mindlessly consuming to keep up with appearances? A smart woman knows that looking rich and being rich are two different things. Then, prioritize saving and investing. Saving money isn't just about having an emergency fund. It's about creating security. An emergency fund gives you the confidence to walk away from anything that no longer serves you. It's your freedom fund. And investing? That's how you make money work for you. Too many women shy away from investing because they think it's complicated or risky. But the real risk is not investing and staying stuck in a cycle where you have to work for every dollar forever. Start small, but start. Learn about different investment options, from stocks to real estate to businesses. The earlier you start, the more your money grows. Another key to financial independence is developing multiple streams of income. Relying on just one paycheck is risky. If that income disappears, so does your stability. A smart woman finds ways to diversify her income. It could be a side business, freelancing, investing, or passive income stream. The goal is to create financial security so that no single setback can shake you. But financial independence isn't just about numbers, it's also about confidence. Women are often taught to be cautious with money, to avoid risks, and to wait for permission. Stop waiting. Start making bold financial decisions. Negotiate your salary. Charge what you're worth. Stop underpricing yourself just because you're afraid of rejection. A smart woman knows her value and refuses to settle for less. And let's talk about financial boundaries. Just as you said emotional boundaries, you need financial ones. Don't lend money you can't afford to lose. Don't feel obligated to financially rescue others at the expense of your own stability. And most importantly, don't let guilt control your financial choices. The bottom line is this: financial independence is about reclaiming your power. It's about ensuring that your future is in your hands, not someone else's. It's about having the freedom to walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. No matter where you are right now, it's never too late to start. Every dollar you save, every investment you make, every financial decision you take ownership of, it all adds up. A smart woman doesn't wait for financial security to come to her. She creates it. And when she does, she steps into a life where she calls the shots, makes her own choices, and never has to settle for less than she deserves. A smart woman understands that setting boundaries is not a sign of rudeness, but a declaration of self-respect. Yet so many of us have been conditioned to believe that saying no makes us difficult, that prioritizing ourselves is selfish, or that we have to be agreeable to be liked. That's a lie. Because when you fail to set boundaries, you invite disrespect, stress, and exhaustion into your life. It starts small. You agree to take on extra work when your plate is already full. You say yes to an event you don't want to attend just to avoid disappointing someone. You let someone interrupt you, dismiss your opinions, or talk over you, and you stay quiet instead of addressing it. Over time, these small compromises add up, and suddenly you find yourself resentful, overwhelmed, and drained. Why? Because you've trained people to believe that your time, your energy, and your well-being come second to their needs. But here's what a smart woman knows. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about controlling yourself. You cannot make people respect your limits, but you can decide what you tolerate. You can decide how you respond when someone crosses the line. And that decision is what separates women who feel constantly drained from those who feel empowered. A smart woman does not over-explain her boundaries. If she doesn't want to do something, she doesn't feel the need to provide an elaborate justification. No is a full sentence. If someone asks why, a simple "because that doesn't work for me" is enough. The more you explain, the more you open the door for negotiation. And the truth is, people who respect you don't need a long explanation. It's only those who want to take advantage of you who will push back. Another thing a smart woman understands is that guilt is a natural but unnecessary response when you start setting boundaries. If you've spent your whole life pleasing others, putting yourself first is going to feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel like you're being mean, selfish, or cold, but ask yourself, why is it considered kind to put everyone else's needs before yours, but selfish to prioritize your own well-being? The people who truly care about you will understand and respect your boundaries. The ones who get upset, those are the ones who benefited from your lack of them. You also need to be prepared for pushback. When you start enforcing boundaries, some people won't like it. If they've been used to you saying yes to everything, they might try to guilt trip you, manipulate you, or act as if you're the problem. This is where many women cave in. They feel bad for making others uncomfortable. But let me tell you something. Just because someone is uncomfortable with your boundaries doesn't mean you should change them. Your reaction is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is protecting your peace. A smart woman doesn't just set boundaries in her personal life, she sets them in her professional life too. She doesn't allow coworkers or bosses to exploit her time. She doesn't answer emails at all hours of the night just to prove she's a hard worker. She knows that if she constantly overextends herself, she will burn out. And no job, no amount of money, and no approval from others is worth that. And let's talk about the biggest boundary of all, the boundary around your mind. You don't just protect your time and energy, you protect your mental space. You don't entertain negativity. You don't allow toxic people to dump their problems on you every day. You don't sit and engage in gossip or let others fill your head with self-doubt. A smart woman guards her mindset because she knows that what she allows into her mind shapes her life. So if you've been feeling drained, if you've been feeling like people take advantage of your kindness, if you constantly find yourself saying yes when you want to say no, it's time to shift. It's time to set those boundaries and stand firm in them. It's not rude. It's not mean. It's necessary. Because the moment you start valuing yourself enough to set clear limits, you'll see a shift. You'll attract better relationships. You'll feel more in control of your life. And most importantly, you'll finally have the peace you've been looking for. Confidence is not something you are born with. It's something you build, something you earn through consistent action. People often look at confident individuals and think they were just born that way. But that's a lie. Confidence isn't a gift. It's a result of choices, habits, and mindset shifts that happen over time. And the reason so many people struggle with confidence is that they're waiting for it to appear magically instead of creating it through their actions. You don't wake up one day and suddenly feel bold, fearless, and unstoppable. You become those things by pushing through discomfort, by doing things that scare you, by keeping promises to yourself even when no one is watching. Confidence is built in the small moments. The times you choose to show up despite fear, the times you refuse to shrink yourself just to make others comfortable, the times you take action even when doubt is screaming in your mind. A smart woman understands that confidence isn't about being the loudest in the room or having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, you can handle it. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's self-assurance. It's the belief that you are capable, valuable, and strong enough to face any challenge that comes your way. But here's where most people get stuck. They think confidence comes before action. They believe they need to feel confident before they take risks, speak up, or step outside their comfort zones. The truth? Confidence comes after action. You don't feel confident before you do something challenging. You gain confidence by doing it. The first time you speak up, your voice may shake. The first time you step into a new opportunity, you may feel like an imposter. But every time you push through, you're proving to yourself that you are capable. And that's how confidence grows. Another thing to remember is that confidence is built through consistency. You don't gain confidence by doing something once. You build it through repetition. Think about an athlete. They don't wake up one morning and decide to run a marathon without training. They show up every single day, pushing themselves a little further until running long distances becomes second nature. The same applies to confidence. You become confident by repeatedly stepping outside your comfort zone, by proving to yourself over and over again that you can handle discomfort and uncertainty. And let's talk about self-trust, because confidence is deeply connected to the promises you keep to yourself. If you constantly break your own commitments, if you say you'll wake up early but hit snooze, if you set goals but never follow through, if you tell yourself you'll take action but keep procrastinating, you erode your confidence. Why? Because deep down, you start to believe that you can't rely on yourself. A smart woman understands that confidence starts with self-trust. When she says she's going to do something, she does it. When she sets a goal, she follows through. And because of that, she moves through life with a sense of certainty and strength. But let's be honest, building confidence isn't easy. It requires you to face your fears, to challenge your limiting beliefs, to push past the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough. That voice, it's a liar. And the only way to silence it is through action. Every time you prove it wrong, every time you do something you once thought you couldn't, that voice gets quieter. And finally, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to show up, flaws and all. It's about understanding that mistakes don't define you. How you respond to them does. A smart woman knows that confidence isn't about never failing. It's about trusting herself to rise every time she falls. So stop waiting to feel confident before you take action. Stop waiting for permission to step into your power. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. And it starts the moment you decide to stop holding yourself back. The people you surround yourself with will either elevate you or drain you. There's no in between. The company you keep influences your mindset, your motivation, and ultimately your success. If you're constantly around people who complain, make excuses, and settle for mediocrity, that energy seeps into you. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who challenge you, push you, and inspire you to be better, you start elevating yourself without even realizing it. A smart woman is intentional about her circle. She doesn't allow just anyone into her inner world. She understands that energy is contagious, and she protects hers like it's her most valuable asset. Because it is. The truth is, you don't just become like the people around you, you absorb their beliefs, their habits, and their limitations. If the people closest to you don't believe in themselves, don't take action, or don't value growth, you will find yourself unconsciously mirroring that behavior. That's why upgrading your circle isn't just about networking, it's about upgrading your entire mindset. But here's where many people get stuck. They feel guilty for outgrowing friendships. They feel bad for distancing themselves from people who have been in their lives for years. They hold on out of loyalty even when those relationships no longer serve them. But understand this, outgrowing people isn't disloyalty. It's a sign of personal growth. You are not obligated to stay the same person you were 5 years ago, and you are certainly not obligated to keep relationships that keep you stagnant. Now, this doesn't mean you cut people off recklessly. It means you become selective. You start asking yourself, does this person inspire me? Do they support my growth? Do they challenge me to be better? And if the answer is no, then you have to make a decision. Do you keep holding on to relationships out of comfort? Or do you create space for new connections that align with where you're headed? Because the reality is you cannot soar if you are weighed down by the wrong people. A smart woman builds a circle with intention. She seeks out mentors, people who are ahead of her, people who have the wisdom and experience to guide her. She surrounds herself with friends who genuinely want to see her win, people who celebrate her victories instead of feeling threatened by them. She removes herself from environments that drain her energy and places herself in spaces where growth is the standard, not the exception. And here's something important. Sometimes that means walking alone for a while. Sometimes the transition from where you are to where you want to be feels lonely. But that loneliness is temporary. The wrong people leave so the right people can enter. The universe works that way, but you have to be willing to let go of what no longer serves you. This isn't just about friendships. It applies to relationships, partnerships, and even family dynamics. You can love someone and still recognize that their mindset is not aligned with yours. You can respect someone and still decide that their presence in your life is no longer beneficial. Growth requires sacrifice, and sometimes that sacrifice is distancing yourself from people who keep you small. So if you want to elevate your life, start by evaluating your circle. Look at the people around you and ask yourself if they are helping you become the best version of yourself. And if they're not, be brave enough to shift, be bold enough to create distance, and be wise enough to surround yourself with people who align with your vision. Your environment is shaping you whether you realize it or not. Choose it wisely. Knowledge alone is not enough. You can read all the books, attend all the seminars, and listen to every motivational talk, but if you don't apply what you learn, it's useless. Action is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. A smart woman understands that wisdom isn't just about what you know. It's about what you do with that knowledge. You don't grow by simply collecting information. Growth happens when you step out and apply what you've learned. It happens when you take risks, try new things, and make mistakes. Every mistake is a lesson. Every failure is feedback. The smartest women are not the ones who avoid failure. They are the ones who embrace it, learn from it, and adjust their approach. Think about the times in your life when you felt stuck. Was it because you didn't know what to do, or was it because you hesitated to take action? Most of the time, we already know the answers. We already know what we need to do, but fear holds us back. Fear of making the wrong decision, fear of failing, fear of judgment. But here's the truth. The only real failure is staying in the same place. Successful people aren't the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail and keep going. They learn, they adapt, and they take another step forward. A smart woman doesn't wait for perfect conditions. She doesn't wait until she feels ready. She acts, even when she's scared, because she knows that clarity comes from action, not from sitting around thinking about it. Some people will spend their entire lives waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for confidence to magically appear. But confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build by doing. The more you take action, the more confident you become. The more you apply what you've learned, the more capable you feel. How many times have you said, "I'll start tomorrow"? How many times have you made a plan only to let it sit there untouched? The smartest thing you can do is start now, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect, even if you fail, because every step forward is a lesson, and every lesson makes you stronger. The world is full of people who know a lot but do nothing with it. They talk about their